Today I am doing this from my office at 6:50 in the morning. I started the day at 10 to 6. I grabbed myself a coffee and I jumped on a mindset call that I have with my mentor. And these calls are great because they set me up for the week ahead. I have already planned my diary. I do that on a Friday or a Sunday, depending on what's happening in the weekend. And it makes me just feel focused, that I've got my SHIT together for the week and I don't feel that rush anymore, which I used to sometimes have, especially working in corporate. I'd be wanting to get to work, scrambling, grabbing a coffee, seeing the team, doing all those 101 things, and I realise it's 10 a.m. in the morning and I hadn't even really started. So it really does give me that setup that I really want to have an incredible week and be intentional. And that's the key theme here is about, are you intending to have a great week? Because that starts right now. I want to talk also around something that gets bandied around a lot, especially in the online world, and it's these words around balance, burnout, boundaries. You know, the kind of conversation of create balance, live a freedom lifestyle, have it all. But here's the truth that lots of people don't really need to or share because they're too fearful of judgment from others about it. And these can be quite, I guess, they can be those conversations that get somebody going, well, I don't agree with you. And actually, these are healthy conversations to have as well. But you're not going to feel balanced all the time. It's impossible. You're chasing something that is like unachievable in that way. And you have to approach things differently and differently often to what others are doing. There's a quote by Dale Nightingale about watch what others do and do the opposite. And that's always really centered me in business. What is everybody else doing? They're doing the same hooks, they're doing the same podcast, they're doing the same marketing, and doing the same sales process. Yes, those things are in place and we absolutely, they're there for a reason. And that's why people are doing them. Don't fix what's not broken. But also, I think you have to, in order to stand out, you have to do something different. So, this isn't about chasing balance, it's about looking at where you're stuck. It's about helping yourself to get clarity, which is everything. It is uncovering where you feel overwhelmed and what you need to change, whether you feel constantly stage of burnout, and it's putting those steps in place to bring that change. And that's not going to always essentially be overnight. It is going to take time and it's a process. And again, people think process strategy is so boring, I'm done with that. Well, tough cookie because it works. And the people that are the most successful that I see in business have processes in place, they have boundaries, they are aware of how important some of the things that I'm going to talk to you today are. And I'm going to leave you with some boundary moves that I make that you can take away too. But you've got to remember that you are running a business here, right? You're not playing around. This isn't kids when they go and get their little bit of money from mum, dad, your nan, and your granddad and say, let's play cafe or shops like I used to do as a kid with my cousin. Like, that's not happening here. You are running a business, so you need to get serious. And balance is not the starting point, it's the reward. It's something you're getting to. The same as I hear this blimmin' word freedom banded about, like it's something you can quickly have. And it's not. It takes time, it's earned. People again don't want to hear these things, but they're the truth. And even now you might be thinking, oh, I'm going to switch off from this, it's not what I want to hear. Maybe you need to hear it. And if you're a few years into your business, you're still in building season. Like I'm 3 years in and it's still infancy. There is so much I'm learning. I haven't got there. I never will. I'll always be on that focus. And that's absolutely what I love about business. That I have a very strong vision. I know my goals. I'm clearly set every single day. I've got great people around me. And actually, it's the process I love. The same as when I go to the gym. Like I've been at a stage in my health where I've been really fit and lean and what I wanted to be, and it wasn't as great. And I've also had that in corporate where I got to a stage where everybody said, you're really successful, you've done it, you've got a great position, you've got great money, all that jazz. And I didn't feel it. So I am very aware of this. I fear failure. Sorry, I feel a success because of those things. So, also, by the way, if you're joining me and you're thinking, oh, she keeps messing up, one, it's 6:50 in the morning. And two, I don't just like waste my time. Like I do this, I get it done. It's never perfect, and I'm leading away from that. But it's also not super professional and attainable because I'm kind of finding that sweet spot for me, which I'm cool with. So just work out what works for you. But back to the podcast. If you're a few years in, you're in that building stage. So this doesn't mean you have to hustle yourself into the ground. Doesn't mean you have to work every single hour a day. But it does mean you have to have higher expectations of yourself, and you have to create a lifestyle that supports that dream and that focus that you have to put these things into place. And most people crave freedom without structure, but the real freedom is earned. It's a result of consistently showing up, honoring your time, and making aligned decisions every single day. And the decisions that you make today are going to be where you're going to be in a few years' time. Your life right now is a sum of the decisions that you made at a period of time, the years, the days, the weeks before today. And most importantly, even if you feel no one's watching, that's the time when you dig deep. Those Friday evenings, Saturday mornings, Sunday, um, like late in the evening, because you just want to get that run into the Monday going. So you don't have to wake up in the morning going, where do I start? But trying to balance it all in year 1 or 2 is going to take time. It's just like trying to cruise in a car that you haven't built yet and you haven't learned all that you need to do. So let's talk a little bit about burnout here. If you're tired, maybe listen to this and you're chucking the caffeine back and you're just running on the idea of willpower and I have to do this and commitment and all these things. That's great. But what I've learned is that burnout doesn't come from doing too much. It comes from doing too much of what drains you with no boundaries, poor habits, zero recovery. It's not that you're lazy, you're just exhausted from holding everything in your head, reacting to the day. You're not in proactive mode. You're skipping to the things that actually you think fill your cup, opposed to getting the right sleep, the proper food, the movement, the time to think is so important. I have a thing in my diary, white space, which is literally something I learned from Jean Quick. It's a bit of space in my diary where I don't have anything planned and I will just spend time thinking around things. And it's really poignant. So it's that room to think, to create, to just be. And it's an intentional part of the day when nothing else is scheduled. It's like that mental pause to let your brain breathe, reset, and recharge. Like the margin around a paper that makes content readable. Without it, everything else blends in and your brain burns out. So one of the things I do to help me is I wear an ultra human ring. It tracks my energy, my focus, my sleep, and again, it holds me accountable because I want to lead from a resource place, not a reactive one. So let's get on to the boundaries because I'm very aware of your time today and my time. So the boundary moves I want you to think around that I make every single week that you can bring into your life is here. This is where we get practical. You don't need more motivation. You need moves that anchor you throughout the week. So here's 5 things that I do every single week that may be able to help you to move forward quicker than you are right now. One is I have a work phone. So I don't physically have a separate work phone. Some people do, and it works really well. I used to in corporate, and it really used to help me switch off. But I have a separate channel for WhatsApp that is business and personal. So they're never blurred, those lines. All of my clients are on my work one. So I don't go into that unless I want to. And I have boundaries at weekends, sometimes not every weekend because there's seasons in business. Right now I'm in a launch mode. So I'm running a summer business accelerator. I am putting the hours in over the weekend as well because it's important that I want to capture people's attention when it's a bit their downtime or getting different conversations. I want to keep the conversations flowing because it again helps me really lead into the week ahead. So I'm very conscious of the time I have. When I go to the gym, I will turn it off of like onto sometimes airplane mode, or I just won't engage conversations because again, I can be quite reactive to those conversations at times. And that's when the emotion creeps in. And most times the challenges in our business is around the fact we can't regulate our emotions. But this really helps you to not have blurred lines. Business doesn't belong to your personal life like 24/7. So be really clear of this. So that's number one. Number two is tell your loved ones your goals. My fiance Tom is really aware of the business and the future that I'm wanting to create for the both of us and the families that we have. So let them in on what you're doing. There was a part last week, again, because of the Summer Business Accelerator Challenge. I've got masterclass coming up. There's so much. We're looking to relaunch the mastermind. So there's loads of things, loads of plates spinning that I need to get into place. And I said to him, like, I've got to do this post. Right. And it was 8 o'clock at night. And he goes, okay, but we're going to sit down for dinner. I was like, I know. I just need to do this post though. So we had dinner and I said, I'm just going to do this and then I'll come and we'll sit down and have the evening. But it's really important you communicate what you're doing to people. If they're engaged in your goals and your dream and your vision of where you want to be, they go on that with you. And it's important that you share that. It's like don't expect them to engage because they don't know what it's like. Like you don't know what you don't know. We know that saying, and they don't understand. So help them to. It's really important to take them with you. And for example, like let's say sometimes I'll hear that you're on your phone a lot or things like that. When I'm with family and that I'm out, I'm out. So I'm gonna talk to you about how I like literally stick to my calendar on this one. But I really want you to make sure that you prioritize the things you say you're going to do. Like you're present with people. It's so important. Number three is committing to you. This isn't about you committing to a coach, an accountability buddy, a mentor. Those things are great. I've got those people in my life and I really need them. I love accountability. I don't necessarily actually need it. I'm very driven and I'm very aware of that's a natural thing I have, which I'm very grateful to have. But I do like it. I sure do. So build trust with yourself on things as well. Give yourself more permission, but commit to you. It's not about somebody else. You don't have to show up to do something. You shouldn't have to be asked at this stage of your life to go and do something like I will get my guys every Monday to do an accountability form. So it's that prompt. I shouldn't have to get them to do it. You can only take a horse to water. I'm not in the game of making people do things they don't want to do. If they don't want to do it, that's on them. Protect your energy. So, are you sleeping, eating well, and moving your body? If not, that's your first line of strategy to fix it. Like, forget the rest of everything. There's no point doing it. If you don't have your sleep, you will not have the focus you need. I think so much better. I make better decisions. I'm a better person to be around. I'm calmer. I'm more patient. All of those things are because I have sleep. So, and the same with eating well. I'm really big on nutrition. If you follow me on socials, you'll see that I'm really into maintaining. I train at the gym, weights about 4 times a week. I aim to do one swim a week. I aim to try and do a run a week as well. And I keep to my 10K steps a day. So I know those things may sound like a lot right now, but again, I've put those things in place and I've built over time to get to this point. It takes time. So if you want to start running, like running 5 times a week is going to be a big stretch for you. It's like, is it the couch to 5K? I've never done it, but you want to maybe do like one run a week and then do that for 3 or 4 weeks and then think, okay, now I'm going to add 2 runs. Now I'm going to add 3 runs, like build it over a period of time. Same as like if you're building your steps up, don't just go for, I'm going to do 10K a day. Like it's probably not going to happen. So do 5, then keep that consistent and that becomes your norm. That's how we do things is those small chunks, break things down and get consistent on those. Compound, like that's huge. It's a great book by, I think it's Darren Hardy, The Compound Effect, like epic if you haven't read it. So protect your energy. And finally, 5, to bring all this together is stick to your calendar. So I schedule my week like this. The first one is me. So it sounds weird, but I make sure I prioritize my sleep. There is loads of science and research behind people that go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time. That really helps you to regulate. So it helps you to get more deeper sleep as well. Like I look at all these details, I love it on my human ring, and it really helps because I know that that's when I'm in a better state and I feel better and I want to feel good. So me, that's the first one, my health, my sleep, my energy. So I'll plan in a gym the week before, like when am I going? What are the days I'm doing the gym? What's my rest day? Then I plan in time with family and friends. So when am I seeing them this week? So it's if you're listening to this in June, like it's Father's Day next weekend. So that's an important day for me. I am and what we'll be doing. So that's in a diary. Am I seeing friends? I'm really busy right now with an accelerator. So again, that's that point. I've communicated that to my friends. I'm in a really busy month right now with a launch. So a few of the things go into next month. That's okay. There are seasons, but I do communicate to them because it's important to me and it's important to them. And I want them to see that it's not that I'm just prioritizing the business, but them to understand where I'm at and they're engaged in that. I have a very small circle of friends, but they are absolutely the right friends that understand. And then I do business. So it's me first, family, and then the business. You may think, well, why wouldn't you put your family first? One of my values is about prioritizing the family and doing it unconditionally. So, for example, I'm going to pick up my niece from school this week on Wednesday. That's already in the diary, it was in the diary months ago. However, for me to be the best for them, I need to prioritize a business. So sometimes that requires me putting a business first. And I always say this to Tom as well, because it's an important thing I value and he values it too. And he's the same. And I respect when he has to do things with work. It's not about the fact that he's being a DICK or he's being nasty. Like he just has to do that because he's doing it for us. So I understand. And there are times when it's not perfect and you work through that. But again, the core of that always for me is it comes down to great communication. But you have to start with you and the communication you have with yourself and be honest with yourself. That's always a grounding point. So here's what I want to leave you with. Discipline isn't punishment. Structure isn't restrictive. Boundaries aren't cold. They are the foundation that makes the vision possible for you of where you want to be. As I said, that's the choices you make today are going to be where your life is in a few years' time, even maybe, like the end of this week. So that freedom lifestyle, those income goals, the time off with your family, your friends, your kids, that comes after the consistent action, not before it. It's not a prerequisite, it's a result. So instead of trying to balance everything perfectly in a week, ask yourself, what can I protect better? What will I not negotiate on anymore? Because you don't need to overhaul your life this Monday. You need to take one step back and be more intentional about the week ahead. You need to choose one boundary this week, one thing that you will not tolerate anymore, one part of your calendar that you'll fiercely protect. Let that be your anchor. If this has resonated, I'd love you to share it also on your socials because it really helps. And always tag me in it because I'll tag you, and I'm always big on building audiences for people and helping people. So it really does make that game for visibility so much easier when we can get great people around us and we can build our connections. And you never know in your world who needs this right now. So share it with somebody who is building incredible things as a reminder that they need to do these things too. Also, if you would like to be involved in the Summer Business Accelerator, I've got that starting on the 16th of June. It is 4 days. It's literally no longer than 20, 30 minutes each day. I'm going to be talking through different areas of which the Monday is centered all around mindset because I believe that's 95% of the game. And then the rest of the week will be around offers, messaging, and sales. So come and join us on that. On Monday, the 23rd at 8 p.m., there will be a masterclass to wrap everything up if you missed a challenge. Again, I'm not here going like, everybody get on a challenge. This isn't school. If you can be on there, amazing. You'll learn more, you'll engage more, you'll have some fun, we'll have some prizes. But the Monday really wraps everything up. So come and be a part of that as well. The link you need to register and sign up is nastypots.co.uk/summer, or just DM me anywhere on any of the socials, LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram. I'm also on YouTube as well. So here's to us showing up more like leaders of our business, that we've got the right mindset in this. You're not here to impress anybody. I'm not here to impress anybody. Like, if this works for you, great. If this doesn't resonate with you, cool. Don't listen to any more podcasts. Use your time valuably. That's all I really want. And I will catch you on the next episode.